quick star, quick trip. So when you have to gas up to go home, please stop in and use a quick star. I am bowling. If you need to order jerseys, go to their website, use the code GIBA, get a 25% discount. Budweiser and Bud Light, the OP on Ridgeway was our sponsor for the practice session last night. And the Hampton Inn provides a room for Mike Flanagan, who is here with Inside Bowling, to do our live stream again. So if you have family or friends that want to watch, have going Inside Bowling, click the link and watch a bowl. All right. Oh boy. I think the only past champion on this squad is Dave Barris. If I missed somebody else, sorry. All right. Also like to thank my wife Rosie and daughter Jennifer for everything they do. Without them, we would not be having these tournaments. So thanks, guys. And thanks to the crew here at Cadillac XPC and to Cadillac XPC for hosting this event. They do a great job for us. All right. The other thing, you'll notice we have a little different deal for the standings now. We have up on the screens around the bowling center. And also there's a link, if you want to go to the Greater Iowa Bowling Association Facebook page, there is a link on that page for the standings as well. Last but not least, your skip for today. You'll be doing skip 1, skip 2, skip 1, skip 2, skip 1, skip 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Make it easy on you. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn them on. 10 minutes to shadow ball. Good luck, guys. Thanks.
Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Inside Bowling Coverage 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic. My name is Mike Flanagan. I'll be bringing you 7 games of qualifying here during this round. The 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic is being contested on a unique oil pattern that's unique to just this event. It's the Ebonite Spring 2024 oil pattern, 42 feet in length, using fire only because they're only using tank A on this machine. 31.54 milliliters of oil and about a 2-to-1 ratio, and it is asymmetric right to left. Player's going to be playing towards the outside part of the lane. And speed will be medium to medium high to start. You'll see some urethane bowling balls go down the lane, and then you will start to see the ball speed have to be backed off a little bit, and some reactive resin will come into play as the oil pattern stretches out a little bit and the oil from the bowling balls transfers to down the lane. It'll be tougher to get it back off the end of the pattern. We get started here. Lanes 19 and 20, lanes 21 and 22. And on 19 and 20 for you, we've got Josh Kennedy with Lyle Coleman, who bowls on the PBA 50 Tour. I've seen Lyle a lot here this year. He's been bowling PTQs as well. Eric Ken is re-entered, and Zach Rhodes. There are some re-entries on this squad. There are a few re-entries, as there were 3 no-shows. I think there were 8 players that were interested in making it into this round here or re-entering the tournament. We may have some re-entries on the C squad as well. Typically we don't, but in this particular case, due to weather and some other things going on, there may be some re-entries. So that's lanes 19 and 20 for you. On 21 and 22, we have Brittany Smith, Sarah Smith, Jeremy Armisen, and Mike Yaw. What's up, Yaw? I will minimize this group into the bottom right-hand corner and bring in another group, lanes 15 and 16, 17 and 18. Adam Johnson and Mark Stenger, and Derek Hess, along with Zach Malalovich. That's 15 and 16 for you. 17 and 18, we have Eli Hawk, Adam Morse, Carson Reed, and Justin Stewart. I like the way Lyle Coleman is playing the lanes. He likes to throw it slow and he likes to hook it, which should play into his wheelhouse. Oh, great first shot for a strike, and then runs over the rack for a 9-pin there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen in my picture-in-picture box. Again, really happy to be here with you up in Iowa. This is the 25th edition of the major tournaments that Joe Engelkist puts on from the Greater Iowa Bowling Association. To find out more information about the Greater Iowa Bowling Association, head over to giba-bowling.com. You can get signed up for these events. The 2 big ones have a lot of added money due to some great sponsors. We want to thank them now. Our title sponsor, Ebonite. If you're looking for a new bowling ball, thinking about picking up a new one, consider an Ebonite product or a ball from the Brunswick family of brands. Brunswick family of brands consist of Ebonite, Track, Columbia 300, Hammer, Radical, Deviate, and Brunswick. 7 brands. Also would like to thank the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau. That was a wicked messenger on 19 for Zach Rhodes. The Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau bringing a lot of dollars to this event for all the travel and the visitors that are coming in to bowl this one. Helps fill up hotel rooms and everything else. So it's a good fit, and we thank the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau for choosing to sponsor this bowling event. Would also like to thank our friend Brandon Steen at the Steen team, who does loans in this area. If you're interested in some financing, check out Brandon Steen and the Steen team. Also would like to thank the jersey supplier of the Greater Iowa Bowling Association, which is I Am Bowling out of Las Vegas. And if you want to go over to iambowling.com, you can save 25% off with their coupon code GIBA. And that coupon code is good year-round. You save 25% at iambowling. Also, the official beverage provider here, Budweiser and Bud Light. Remember to always drink responsibly. I'd also like to thank The Other Place. It's The Other Place restaurant over on Ridgeway. Thank you for your support of this event. Of course, Kwik Star and Kwik Trip. If you're going to gas up your vehicle coming in or out of town, always make sure you stop by Kwik Star and Kwik Trip. And the official lodging partner here is the Hampton Inn. That's where I stay when I'm in town. So those are our sponsors. And that's those are the companies you can support that support this one. And then on top of that, you can also support our streaming service here, what we do here on Inside Bowling. Notice we have a website on the bottom left of the screen. We have over 500 t-shirt designs and hoodies. And you can save 15% off all that apparel at InsideBowling.com. And we make it all ourselves, and we send it out. So you can take advantage of a coupon code called YouTube. That will save you 15% over at Inside Bowling. And last but not least, we also have opened up a full-service pro shop on our InsideBowling.com website. So we now ship out same business day all pro shop items. We're adding new items every single day, and we've been very happy with being able to take care of bowlers all throughout the United States on our website. So if you have a pro shop you go to currently, and they're taking care of you really well, we want you to stay going there. But if you do order online and you want to support what we're doing here, want to change your buying habits to support us, we certainly would appreciate that opportunity. We've been responding to everybody's emails, questions, things like that. And you can always email us at sales@insidebowling.com. If you have a question about a product or anything, and we'll take care of you. And we appreciate everybody that's already supported our online store, whether if it's through apparel or through our new pro shop. So with that said, we are up in Iowa at Cadillac XBC. This was you see the masking units. It hosted several PWBA tour stops in a swing last year. It's pretty awesome. So you see all the different masking units out there still left over from that. It's really cool. The Amy family, they really support bowling at the highest level. Love competitive bowling. Sacrificed their bowling center this weekend. It's cold outside. They have a lot of open play and birthday parties, but they want to host this event because they want to continue the sport moving forward as an actual sport at a high competitive level. So thank you to the Amy family for all they do up here in Iowa. Yeah, Lyle Coolman, excuse me, Coolman. I always put the all on it. It's my Missourian. We're from Missouri, not Missouri. Highway 44 and all these other crazy things. So thank you, Corey. Coolman, Lyle Coolman. Gotcha. If you're looking for information about this one, our standings from our A squad this morning, you can go over to the event info that's pinned at the top of Inside Bowling chat here on YouTube. You can check out the standings there. Awesome, Corey. Hopefully you're doing well today, my friend. Man, Zach Rhodes, he throws it so good. But strike foul 5, strike 9 is an interesting way to start when you think the guy's throwing it amazing. Which is what he has over on lane 19. We did have a squad bowl this morning. And there's your standings after this morning. Lucas Finley, the southpaw, led all players this morning for 7 games of qualifying. Plus 205, Kenny Calkins III. He's had a lot of success in these events. Has cashed and made a deep run several times. He is second right now at plus 203. Kyle Rosenberg is third at plus 201. Fourth is Lucas Herzrud at plus 193. Seth Tegtemeyer is fifth at plus 185. Andrew Blaney sixth at plus 170. Ryan Julian seventh at plus 167. Brandon Runk is eighth at plus 162. Kai Yamada is ninth at plus 145. And Brady Gustafson is 10th at plus 134. If we take 1 and 3, which is what we are for advancing and cashing in this event, and we have 68 players on a squad, that would be 22 or 23 per squad. Currently right now, 22nd is plus 62, 23rd is plus 46. So I would say that number is going to land somewhere between there. So let's just split the difference, which is 16 pins. So let's call it 54, plus 54, a projected cut score through three squads when we're all done here. So we've got this squad here, the B squad, that you're watching in progress. Game 1 of 7, just getting started. We'll be back tonight at just a little after 7 o'clock with the C squad later today. This camera over here on 15 through 18 on the scoreboard is just going to be the end of me. It just keeps drifting over there. I put tape on it this time too on the break. I gotta go clean that up. Lefties had a good look earlier with urethane, especially purple hammers. But guys, I'm gonna bring it into the booth for just a second because I want to show you guys something. First of all, hello. It's great to see you, Mike from Inside Bowling here. But I couldn't help but notice on this trip, right here. You guys see that right there? I'm gonna look at my streaming software here, and I'm gonna zoom in on it. I don't know what this thing is, but let me move this over here. I want you to see the size of this thing. I'm gonna really zoom in. I don't know what this thing is in here. It's a fun claw, but it's like a ginormous, I don't know if you win that thing. I don't know what it is. There's like an alien spaceship behind. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure what that is. But I will find out. I will find out before I get out of here on what this thing is right here. So just thought I'd let you know about that. I don't know what it is. We do have some strikes though, right here. And I talked to a lot of the players, and they said that a lot of those strikes came from this middle bay. On the two ends of the center, the scores just weren't as high. Something to keep an eye on. 17 and 18, pretty high scoring. I'm leaving with that thing. I went over the shot on the open, but I'll do it quickly. You can screen grab this. There's the pattern. It's about a 2-to-1, 42 feet in length, but you can see it's using fire oil. And the way that the tapering is and how many loads there are, it does play out for being 42 feet. And urethane was definitely in play. Definitely in play. Carson Reed looking for a triple here. He can bowl 240. Patented urethane hit right there. Got a request for Lyle Kuhlman. Let you take a peek over here. Mike, can you confirm that you are doing the junior senior PBA in 2 weeks? Junior senior PBA. I don't know what junior senior PBA is. I don't believe that I am doing that in 2 weeks. I may be at the Masters. TBD. Whoa. Lane 18, that was dead left off Eli's hand. Nice shot for Josh Kennedy. Nice shot for Zach Rhodes. Eric Kent leaves the 7-pin on a pocket hit. Looking around here, we got 219 left for Carson Reed. 211 on that pair as well. 213 for Adam Morse. Left. Also got 2:14 left for Jeremy over here. Jeremy Armisen. Just a reminder, we do have Lane Talk here. Live scoring available at lanetalkstats.com. I'll go ahead and put that link in the chat for you. They don't put the names in here, though. It's just A, B, C, and D. So it can get a little confusing unless you know exactly where your person is bowling and what letter they are. I know some of you communicate that back and forth via text or whatever method you choose. Watching your favorite person bowl. I get it, makes sense. So we're just finishing up game number 1. Got 7 games for you, and then of course we'll be back tonight at 7 o'clock or just after with our 3rd round of qualifying here. Again, currently right now, about 46 to 62 over is the buffer line. So even if you said 50 over for 7 games, that's about what we're looking at here. 50 over, par score of 200. So you're looking at about 208 a game, something like that, to make the cut. That's what we're trending for right now. So we head into game 2. How's it going, Jay, and vlogging and trekking? Lyle had a bad game. 171 for Lyle. Any pros participating in this squad? You know what? I'll read over the names. That was the next thing I was going to do. I did it in game 2 last game. So I'll do it again here this game for you. So let's take a little look-see here. All right, I'm starting on 3 and 4 and working my way through. Justin Aboud, Lucas Perdue, Jake Cook, Ryan Swiderski, Brett Sprecher. I don't remember Bright Sprecher, his first name, and it's not listed here. Jason Jones, Jim Howard, Jonathan Shallow, Chad Nelson, a prior champion, Justin Schiffler, Pat DiFiacco, Brady Stearns, Jason Cragen, Brody Green, Brooke Green, Jerry Mars, Darren Bloomquist, Avery Wolf, Brendan Sramick, Brian Tippett, Stephanie Adams, Ben LaPointe, Cassidy Corey, Conan Mackey, Adam Johnson, Mark Stenger, Derek Hess, Zach Milovic, excuse me, Eli Hack, Adam Morse, Carson Reed, Justin Stewart, Josh Kennedy, Lyle Kuhlman, Eric Kent, Zach Rhodes, Brittany Smith, Sarah Smith, Jeremy Armisen, Mike Yaw, Lucas Page, Alex Peglow, Riley Rydell, Nate Vanderbeek, Jacob Kraft, Curtis Posen, Chris Dubas, Zachary Sheets, Taylor Elkin, Ethan Graves, Jace Meyer, Logan Schurer, Tyler Masterson. You out? Okay. Oh. Okay. Right. Cool. All right, going through my list here. I think I was on Chris Dubas. Zachary Sheets, Taylor Elkin, Ethan Graves, Jace Meyer, Logan Schur, Tyler Masterson, Brian Roth, Rob Amers, Keith Schneider, Darren Galbraith, Shane Schoen, Mac Van Zanti, William Young, Dave Barris, a defending champion. I'm sorry, a prior champion, not defending. Jake Bedard, Alex Bryce, Victor Cortez is re-entered, Matt Hibbard, Trenton Holtz, and Mike Peck is re-entered. That's our list for this squad. Now, I know Nate Stubler's bowling tonight, and I actually haven't looked at a full list. But what we can do is I can go to GIBA-bowling.com and look on the home page. And let's see what they have for the C squad. I'll see if I see any notables here. I've got Trent Mitchell's bowling, amateur champion. Jason Poley, a prior champion, is bowling tonight. Nate Stubler is on the list. Yeah, those are your notables. Tom Hess bowled earlier today. He might re-enter tonight. He just left to go have lunch with Megan and Sue. Not sure if he's going to re-enter tonight or not. He said he wants to re-enter, but he wants a guaranteed spot if possible. So, but it's all luck of the draw if you get back in, so. So there you have it. All right, so we have here for you Darren Bloomquist, Avery Wolf, Brendan Stramick, Brian Tippett on the left pair. To the right, you have Cassidy Corey, Conan Mackey, Ben LaPointe, and Stephanie Adams. Then as we go to our picture-in-picture, you can keep watching these players on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Over here on 19 and 20, we have Adam Johnson, Mark Stinger, Derek Hess, and Zach Mihalovich. Mihalovich, that's what I need to be saying. Zach Mihalovich. My reading is not very good here. All right. And then next door we got Eli Hawk, Adam Morse, Carson Reed, and Justin Stewart. Mihalovich. That's how I say that. Who's my partner this weekend calling the game? Just me, myself, and Irene, actually. Saul Rosenberg might join me for a little while. What I mean by re-entering means that they entered the tournament for a second time. This particular squad, there were three bowlers that didn't make it. So to fill the squad, if anybody's interested in re-entering, you could re-enter, like get back in the event, take a second try at it. So I think there were 8 players that wanted to do that, and they had 3 spots available, so they drew 3 names. And those 3 names that get to bowl, again, is Eric Kent, Victor Cortez, and Mike Peck. They won the drawings, if you want to call it winning the drawings. Correct, Rep. That's right. Will I be doing any play-by-play with the PBA 50 this season, Mike? I expressed interest in a couple of events, and we'll see if I get booked for them. You can always put in for them, and then they select who they want to go to specific events. So we'll see. I enjoyed the PBA 50 World Series of Bowling last year. I did enjoy that quite a bit. just in general, I like covering the 50 guys. I like covering all bowling, really. I shouldn't just hone it into just one group. I'll switch it up here. I see a request here in the chat for that. No problem. Be happy to switch it back and forth a little bit here. Thanks, Alan. Jesse wants to know, is this the same guy from Bowl TV? Yeah, I do work on that network. And this is where it all started over here on Inside Bowling. I've been doing this since 2010 over here. And I was nice enough to get picked up back in the day by Tom Clark and the PBA with Extra Frame many years ago. And then as streaming has evolved, I did some work on Flow Bowling for them. And just as I was getting comfortable there, they decided to pull out of bowling. And then my friends, my colleagues that I've known for a long time, my buddies over at USBC, when they started the Bowl TV network, they called me and asked me if I'd be interested in helping. And the answer was yes, and I've enjoyed every minute of it working with those fine folks over there. It all starts with Chad Murphy, and then Jason Overstreet, and Roger Nordic, who I've known for a long time, and then of course, first ballot Hall of Famer, streaming legend, Jason Thomas, has always had my best interest in mind, and has always suggested for me to work any projects he's on. So those guys are great to work with, and I greatly appreciate the opportunities that I have to call bowling at the highest level on that network. And I hope it stays on that network for a long, long time, and we don't go through any more changes. So it's nice to have it all under one roof. PWBA, PBA, college, junior gold, all that stuff. It's really good. I'm no spring chicken anymore, though, everybody. I started doing this when I was, geez, right around 30. I just don't do as many streams here as I used to. I used to do a lot of these. I was streaming stuff constantly, but I kind of shut it down. I told everybody I wouldn't do it. I really didn't want to be a weekend karaoke guy. That's what I call it. No offense to karaoke people out there, but giving up every weekend live streaming bowling tournaments is a lot. One of the nice things that the tours provide is you normally get home on the weekend. You know, I can get home for the weekend, which is kind of nice. I kind of like the weekday streaming. I kind of prefer that. I'm going to fix this camera again. It's driving me crazy. I got to figure out a fix for this. It just keeps migrating over there. All right, we're fixed. So I know you guys wanted me to switch over here and all, but we do have front 7 on 20. Yeah, as you guys know, I just do my thing up here. I just enjoy calling the action, being around bowling, being around bowlers, interacting with you guys, seeing the folks. And when the weather's not -2, I like it a lot more. And I will tell you that this particular trip up here was a little chilly getting last night, but it's been much colder up here before. I've been up here when it's been snow on the ground. You gotta clear off your car. And I'm always live streaming for whatever reason. We're always right by the door. It just always happens that way. No big deal. Yeah, I'll go over 19 through 22 here in just a second. We got the PBAs on tonight, right? I heard a rumor it was on tonight. Tackett gets it done, right? All right, we're going over here. Got front 7. Front 8 now. I believe that's Adam Johnson with the front 8. I completely wrecked that one for whatever reason. I was folding and.
I'll get you a new one. I'll go get it. I'll bring you a new one.
Thanks. All right, I have scores after game 1. Trenton Holtz bowled 255. He's in first on this squad. It's Mark Stenger through the face. Nice conversion there. Nice conversion. Before I go through the rest of these standings, we'll take a look at that one again. And in case you missed it, here is that conversion of the 3, 4, 6, 7. Perfect. Let's clear the layer, you idiot. There you go. So back to the standings. I'll just take it from the top. Trenton Holtz, your leader, plus 55. Brian Tippett, plus 47. This is all after game 1. Alex Bryce, plus 46 is third. Brady Stearns is fourth at plus 41, tied with Brian Roth. Brody Green is sixth at plus 38, tied with Jake Bedard. Jonathan Shallow is eighth at plus 37. Mike Yaw is ninth at plus 36. Darren Bloomquist is 10th at plus 35. Then it goes Jace Meyer and Matt Hibbert are both at 32 over. Lucas Page, 29 over. Victor Cortez is 27 over, along with William Young. 16th, Ryan Swiderski, 22 over. 26 out of the 68 players were plus on this squad, which is less than the first squad. So scores are lower. Wonderful. Thank you. In case you missed the end of the string here, for Adam Johnson. Here was that 10 pin that he left. Almost got it. So that will end his bid for 300. Great shot. Going to be in the 270s. First game, Adam had $179. So, you know what that means? He's got a chance for a Century Award. 179, 279. So here we go. Got it. Century Award. 100 pins better than his first game. And it was just that 10 pin away from 3 bills. Swap it over here. Stephanie Adams finished with 190. We've got 175 for Conan Mackey. Brian Tippett can finish with 191. He's still in the last 3. 184 for Darren Bloomquist. And he threw it right in the gutter on a fill. Yikes. Ceramic Spares, the gutter.
Kind of makes that look like a chase. Oh, there you go. I got this one.
I don't know if she knew if it's that one, but she's like, I'll get it later. I'll get the notification on my watch. Your phone is still left behind.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, everybody. Just trying to work on that camera. And 15 to 16, 17 and 18 now. Jerry Mars just came flying off the approach. I don't know what he was just doing. I'll take it. All right, I see Jason Jones. He is letter B on the left side of your screen. Letter A is Bright Sprecher. Letter C is Jonathan Shallow. Letter D is Jim Howard. And just to the right, we've got Chad Nelson, a prior champion. Bowling with Justin Schiffler. Nelson is letter B, Schiffler is letter A. Pat Delfiaco is letter C, and letter D is Brady Stearns. Bottom right of your screen, you got Jerry Mars is letter D, Brooke Green is letter A, Brody Green is letter B, and Jason Cragen is letter C. Then next door you got Darren Bloomquist, which is letter A, Avery Wolf is letter B, Brendan Sramick is letter D, and Brian Tippett is letter C. That's what we have in game 3 for you. Scores seem overall lower this block than the last block. That is for sure. Thanks for the comment on the Pete Weber interview. Appreciate it. Recap of the oil pattern. Yeah, I can do that for you. Here is the pattern that they shall play on. Ebonite Spring 2024. It's 42 feet in length. It's about a 2-to-1 ratio down below on the graph. You can see players are going to be playing out despite being 42 feet in length. And you can see that we got some striking going on. Letters C and D over here, and then also letters A and B on lane 19. The greens are perfect so far through 2.5 frames. But there is your oil pattern, all fire oil, 31.5 mils. Actually playing kind of soft, honestly, for these events. Not soft compared to a house shot, but for these events, playing pretty soft. And it's because there's built-in entry angle because everybody's playing right, so the amount of angle you get is great. Brody Green with a beautiful shot there. Jerry Mars with a strike. Strikes are starting to happen. You got Chad Nelson throwing the IQ 78. Got standings after 2. Brody Green, your leader at plus 80. Second is Jonathan Shallow at plus 73. Third is Victor Cortez at plus 69. Brady Stearns is fourth at plus 51. Jace Meyer is fifth at plus 45. Alex Bryce is sixth at plus 44. Seventh is Chad Moss at plus 42. Eighth is Jake Bedard at plus 40. Ninth is Mike Yaw at plus 37. 10th is Brian Tippett at plus 36. 11th, Keith Schneider at plus 33. 12th, Adam Johnson at plus 28 after bowling. Was that right? 179, 279? I don't think that's right. Unless I had something down wrong. I'm going to check on that real quick. Well, that score was incorrect. It was just a typing error. No big deal. So Adam Johnson is actually 30 pins better than that. He's at plus 58. He's actually in fourth on the standings. And you can find the standings and what I have pinned at the top of the chat. You guys can see that. So our first string comes to an end with Shallow, and then he misses the spare. And we go over here. Brooke Green, front six. She's pointing it right off the corner. She's got good entry angle. She could go the distance. Can she go front 8? Looks like she's throwing the new blue hammer. Quite a bit of surface on it. Do want to thank you all for tuning in to our continuing coverage as we now have the front 8. Brooke Green taking care of business out here. I talked to Cragen on the break here, and I was telling him he should throw his purple hammer and throw it slow, and he'll crush them. He's been kind of messing around with other bowling balls. He's like, I hate throwing it slow. Wow, that looks awfully good too. Brody Green. Looking good out there. Darren Bloomquist over here on the right lane. Still bowl 245 if he were to go sheet. That looked pretty good. Brendan Ceramic, spare strike, spare double, looking for 3 in a row here. I can tell you that Chad Nelson on the bottom right of your screen has started spare, spare, triple, I'm sorry, 4-bagger, 8 spare strike. Jim Howard next door has got 4-bagger, 9 spare, 9 spare strike. And Jonathan Shallow has gone 4-bagger, 9 out, 9 spare strike. Little follow the leader going on over there. Cragen with the strike. Saw it off his hand. Saw it off his hand. Whoa. Flirting with the gutter. Fortunate just to leave the 2-pin. got to trust it out there, though. We've seen some gutters. Jerry Mars, 6 into the 10. It's like my favorite hit in bowling. It's when the 6 barely connects into the 10. Brooke after the open frame, weak 10. Pattern is starting to stretch a little bit. We saw her leave that 2-4-10. Two, 4, 8, 10 actually. And then a weak 10. Throwing it great, just speed control is very important right now. Got to keep the speed down. See if Jason can keep his speed down, roll it into the lane. Oh, that's got a chance. There you go. There you go. That's the look. That's what you're trying to do out here. So 254 for Brooke Green. Brody can finish with 213. Jason here can finish with 216. And 215 possible out there for Jerry Mars on 19 and 20. Cragen making a change with his bowling ball here. He's going to try something else. This is the Black Hammer, the 78 hardness. I would probably stay in the purple, personally. Yeah, it just goes way too long. Gary Mars 4 7 9s in the 10th. Yikes. Switch over to here. Chad Nelson finishes with, or can finish with 235. Bowling with Chad is Justin Schiffler, who had 220, 196 for Pat Delfiaco. Brady Stearns can finish with 189. Pat Delfiaco with that 196 up there. Jim Howard can bowl 257. Shallow can bowl 268. Nice finish there from Mr. Nelson for 233. Jason Jones here on lane 16. He and I go way back. We used to bowl Heart Illinois Youth Classic tournaments against each other. We became really good friends. He would come down to St. Louis and bowl some youth events. And then we would, I'd see him at Greater Iowa junior events as well as the Heart Illinois Youth Classic tournaments. We bowled the World Team Challenge together, the Junior World Team Challenge out in Reno one year. Good dude. Miss those times. Seems like just yesterday, even though it was 26 years ago. Crazy. You guys have been awfully quiet in chat. You guys still alive? You guys doing okay out there? Let me know. You guys want me to wake you guys up? I can wake you guys up, don't worry.
Finish him! Finish him!
If you remember the time I brought that in and it just was looping and I didn't realize it, it just kept doing finish him. Everybody was dying laughing in the chat room. It was pretty hysterical, let me tell you. Oh, hey, Steven, I am glad you're okay, bud. I was a little worried about you. I don't like seeing that. All right, so we're going into game 4, everybody. And when I come up here and do these things by myself, I like to kind of pace myself here, you know, save the best for last. But I'm here if you guys need anything at all. I'm just watching ball reaction. I need to go down and just tell Jason Cragen, dude, you need to just keep throwing it slow, my man. You don't need to throw it hard. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy to figure this out. All right. Well, there's Jonathan Shallow over there throwing a strike on 19 and 20. So let's see who we have. I see Mike Peck bowling again with his hat on backwards. Maybe he'd bowl better if he didn't have it on backwards. I'm not going to go over and tell him, though. He's bigger than me. He beat me up. All right, let's see. Left side of your screen, Mike Peck bowling with Trenton Holtz, Matt Hibbard, and Victor Cortez. Cortez and Peck both re-entries, by the way. Then over on the right pair here, we've got these guys are Ryan Swiderski, Jake Cook, Lucas Perdue, and Justin Abood. Bottom right, we're seeing some familiar folks. We've got Brett Sprecher, we got Jason Jones, Jim Howard, Jonathan Shallow, and then right next door again, Chad Nelson, Justin Schiffler, Pat Delfiaco, excuse me, and Brady Stearns. That's what we have for you in game 4. I appreciate that, Don. Thank you. Jason Jones out there getting her done with a nice strike. Maybe he'll bowl like 290 this game. I mean, this guy used to be unbelievable. I remember bowling 260 at this guy in match play of a youth tournament, and he bowled 280. I lost the bonus pins. Where the hell's that at right now? That's what I want to see this game. 290, Jason Jones. That's what I want to see. Where's he at in the standings after 2 games? I'm going to call him out. He's -4. You know, Steve, that's a really, really good observation there. And I'll expand on that. Steve says, I'm sure that you get to see some old faces when you're up there in Iowa for this event, but I'm sure you're announcing the PBA is a lot more exciting. So everything has pros and cons, right? So when you think about the PBA, all right, you've basically got 64 guys that you see every week. And oh, by the way, you've been a fan of bowling, so you've like kind of know them and their careers kind of off the top of your head because, you know, you pay attention and everything's magnified on television. So when it's out there on that tour, it's much easier for me to be able to say something about that player. Or I've seen them bowl so much that I know their tendencies. And I've also seen them bowl on similar patterns. And I've just got the experience and the longevity and the time to really understand what these guys do. There is a video on Inside Bowling, okay? And I encourage you guys to go check this out. I almost posted it. Look up the 2015 InsideBowling.com Open, the IB Open, and go to B Squad qualifying and watch the first 30 minutes. And if you don't have that much time, watch my Open. And my Open is just like always. Good morning, everyone, which I think is hilarious. That's like my thing, I guess. But if you go to around the 28, 29-minute mark, you'll see Anthony Simonson at 18 years old. And I talk about Simonson before he was anybody. And I called him and Cameron Doyle elite young talent. Elite. I said it multiple times. And it's just funny to look back at that. I had a friend of mine, Steve Worf, who was on the broadcast with me. He goes, Mike, I remember you talking about Simonson and how you thought he was going to go on to be an elite star. And Simonson is just so skinny, and he's playing the lane so tight when he should be hooking them because that's what all young kids do. And he's just wise beyond his years. And if you watch that live stream as we click around, I don't even acknowledge Boog Kroll, okay? But Boog Kroll is on the live stream, and he's as big as he ever was. Boog Kroll is slimmed down, and he's doing much healthier things. But back then, he was a bowling ball, okay? And I think he would tell you that, okay? No offense to that. But I don't even talk about Boog Kroll because we had Adam Barta on the screen. We had Marshall Kent, Danielle McEwen, all these different people. Or maybe Marshall wasn't on. But anyway, the point of the matter is if you watch this thing back, and I ran that IB Open for 7 years. And some of the best came out to it. And I became friends with these guys. And they knew me as a tournament director and a guy that also would get in a booth and talk about them. And they kind of admired a guy doing that hustle, right? And I kind of earned their respect. Some of the guys I knew from college bowling and youth bowling even before that, like Bill O'Neill, Fagan, a lot of those guys, Alex Cavagnaro, and a handful of others, but, you know, I kind of knew all those guys, Ed Smaglick. But when they come and bowl my tournament, and they all showed up to this thing in St. Louis and then Indianapolis the last year, you know, I kind of earned their respect. So when you go out on the PBA National Tour, these guys give me extreme access. They'll tell me stuff. They won't deny an interview. They spend the time with me. They accept my opinion even when it's not the best. I can tell them, hey, I think you got a bad attitude this week. I can say that on the air. And they'll come up to me and say, hey, I either completely agree with you or disagree with you. And it's all meant with love, and it's all meant with respect, everything that I say. And I think I have a bit of respect with those players out there, and it's taken a long time to do so. And they know I have their best interest in mind, and I wouldn't put them in a predicament that would put them in a negative light as much as possible, but at the same time, still be critical of how they're performing. So that whole gig is just a very interesting one. And then when you are on that stage, you're performing, right? And there's a lot of people that are looking at what you say and do out there. And it can be a bit intimidating at times. It's not as relaxed as you would think it would be, even though I think a lot of times people say, that's just Mike being Mike. Boy, he's willing to do this, sing, do whatever, all these goofy things out there. And I'm really kind of pushing the envelope. And it's not met 100% with open arms, and people don't love that. Only 5% of the audience is involved in a chat room here on Inside Bowling, and it's similar on any chats. It's just 5% of the people talk and 95% don't, and you have no idea what the 95% is thinking. Is this guy crazy? Why am I paying for this? Or are they sitting at home laughing and loving it? You just don't know. And then when feedback gets brought in, you're normally going to get negative feedback, right? You're not going to get the positive. So that is its own beast. Now, from a chair, sitting there getting to watch it all happen right before my eyes, and these are the best bowlers in the world, that is an honor, and sometimes I got to pinch myself that I'm even out there doing it. But I do really, really enjoy that aspect of it. Now, I will tell you that product there's a lot of moving parts. There's a ton of moving parts to it. We got lane talk scoring now, 7 channels, just a lot of complexities with the builds and how the internet comes in, and the third-party partner that you deal with. Here I deal with YouTube. There it's a different company. And they do updates, and it's a smaller company than Google. And there's just a lot of different things with it. So when I go and take on that role, it's more like work, but at the same time, it feels great when you leave because you feel like you accomplished a lot. But those people that are out there bowling that event, the overall atmosphere is they're bowling for a living. If they don't make money that week, that's a big deal. This event, getting into this one, this is a bunch of people that love to bowl, have extra income. This is not their livelihood for the most part. And they gear up for this. They get to see their friends. There's some alcohol involved in this, especially like on the night block. And this is just a very laid-back event. But there's some great players here, no doubt in my mind. There's some great players here, and I like coming up here. So the two are just completely different. This is on my network, so I can pretty much say and do whatever I want. Over there's some guidelines and some stipulations that are always being tweaked and massaged on what a professional broadcast is like. And I always teeter on the side of it. Are we Peyton Manning and Eli, or are we Joe Buck and Troy Aikman? And I tend to always lean towards both. And where I get myself into trouble is it's not up to me. It's what the network wants. And that's where things get kind of interesting for me. But that's a hell of an observation. And they're two completely different animals, and I enjoy both actually equally, believe it or not. The viewership isn't as big at an event like this. The holiday doubles, the viewership this year was off the charts because people like watching people strike, no matter how you slice that up. But I really like both. I really do. And when I typically go and do an event like this, it's just me talking to you guys, the audience. You guys are my co-host. Out on the tour, I've got 5-6 people working with me. It's sometimes it's hard for me to separate, but there's a little inside baseball, as I like to call, or tell things. But yeah, it is different. But I really like both. I wouldn't keep doing it if I didn't have. I'm in the 51% rule thing. If you agree with 51% of somebody's ideas, you either marry them or you hire them. Somebody told me that once, and I'm well into the 80s or the 90s when I sign up to do these bowling tournaments, and the largest chunk of whether or not I decide to do this stuff is really missing time at home with Kim and family and being able to do things I want to do. especially now that I moved back to St. Louis. So I always kind of take you guys, I peel back the curtain a little bit here with you guys, let you know what's going on. But I'm still doing this. I mean, came up here in 2011 to stream a tournament with this guy, Joe Inglekiss, I never met before, and we're still doing it 13 years later. Twice a year when I can make it. I've missed a few because of scheduling conflicts over the years, and Joe's always been most understanding, so understanding. I got scores after 3. Jonathan Shallow plus 127. He's on the bottom right. Maybe we should flop these around since the leader's down there. Let's do that. Shallow plus 127. Mike Yaws in second. He is at plus 86. Brody Green is third at plus 83. Jake Bedard is fourth at plus 82. Chad Moss is fifth at plus 77. Sixth is Victor Cortez at plus 61, tied with Dave Barris. Jace Meyer is 8th at plus 60. Alex Bryce is 9th at plus 54. 10th is Josh Kennedy at plus 51. 11th is Brooke Green at plus 48. 12th is Carson Reed at plus 46, followed by Rob Amers, Adam Johnson, Trenton Holtz, Brady Stearns, Keith Schneider, Brittany Smith, Chad Nelson, Jim Howard, Zach Rhodes, and I'm going to go to 22nd, Jacob Kraft plus 21, tied with Tippett and Matt Hibbard. Standings are available on that link that I have pinned at the top of the chat. Well, let's handicap the Indiana Classic here in just a second. What's the most trouble I've gotten into during a broadcast, whether with a competitor, tournament, people, PBA, etc.? That's a good question. Patrick M. asks, why are the people playing out by the gutter? I'm going to pop this oil pattern up again. The biggest reason is if you look at the load data on the top left, it does 5 2-2s and oils to 8 feet. That means it gets the brush really wet. But then it jumps all the way into 5 on the right side of the lane and then keeps it 5. So, and then it comes into 6 and 7. It's in that top load data there, right? And then there is hook at probably about 35 feet outside of 5, okay? And that's why this is happening. And then there's some hold inside of it. Actually, there's a little bit of hold built up. And then on the way back, when it oils 15 to 17, and then 9 to 11. And that 9 to 11 builds some more hold. And it just creates the best path to the pocket. So even though it's a very low ratio, the way that it's blended and shaped, if everybody plays to the right, what do typically? They burn up the outsides and create a hook spot. Now, a lot of these players are using urethane, which can make them tighter down lane as the block goes on. But that's why it's playing out. The distance would not say that it would be playing out, but the way that it's shaped, it is playing out. $1981 Topps baseball cards being opened right now. That's pretty sweet. Most trouble I've gotten into. I'd have to really think about that. The most trouble I've ever gotten into is if I brought up a couple of topics that just didn't have the place for bringing them up. I haven't honestly, and I shouldn't be saying this because it's going to happen now. I haven't had a player get upset with something I said on air. If I do say something critical, I usually go up to the player after the round or the next time I see him and say, just want to let you know before you hear from somebody else, I just said this about you. I have done that, I don't know, probably 5-6 times this season. I've been pretty lucky. I don't think there's been a time that a player, just every once in a while, the people that I work for, you know, how many words do I say a block? A lot. You know, I'm gonna say something wrong. It's just gonna happen. Yeah, I can't really think of too much. I can tell you this. I can tell you like one of my lowest moments last year in the booth on the PBA tour. We had a smaller crew. I'm not blaming it on that, but sometimes when you have a smaller crew, you're working a little bit weirder hours. We had a couple technical challenges, and Cody Shoemaker got in the booth with me. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but a couple of the things he brought up to me, I didn't just let it go, and we kept talking about it. And I talked about 2 subjects on that I wasn't real proud of, and I wish we could just delete the whole thing. One thing I brought up was how it's tough to make a living on tour, and we were comparing it to if you worked somewhere else or whatever. And meanwhile, we're covering the PBA tour, so I probably shouldn't be saying, hey, there's not a whole lot of money to be made out here by everybody, and that's what we were kind of discussing. And I was really breaking it down financially, and it was stupid. There's no reason to do this. But, you know, Cody Shoemaker, for whatever reason, we got on this tangent, and I just took it in that direction even more so. And that was stupid. That was dumb. And then furthermore, on that same broadcast, I said Cody Shoemaker said that there's no such thing as the ball coming in behind the head pin. And I explained that and was like disagreeing with him that yes, the ball can come in behind the head pin. It's the saying. It's what I'm trying to explain that's going on. And it just went on for too long. So that was probably my worst moment last year. It might have been the year before. Hell, I don't even remember. But that wasn't very good. And I knew it when I got off the air because Chase Kaufman was with me. That is a disgusting 7-pin that was just left on 18, by the way. And when we went to lunch, I said, dude, that was just terrible. I need to be better than that. I was so awful on that broadcast. You know, and come to think about it, too, we were at Carolier, or it's called Brunswick, or I'm sorry, Bolero North Brunswick, right? That's what it's called now. And Ramsey Basurdo and Cody Shoemaker were, I think, going, Shoemaker again, crazy. We're going for a cut or something. And I think Shoemaker ran it out or yelled something and ran like by Ramsey's pair or something. And it was kind of, the other players were like, that's kind of not good to do. And I called it out on the air. And I don't think Cody was real happy with me for calling that out on the air. But that's, man, I'm really grasping at straws. Those instances I just gave you weren't even big deals. These guys are not mad about any of it. But those were a couple of lowlights. A highlight was when we were playing over-under games. I was working for Flo, and I picked this total. I think it was 920 or something, or 918, 912 maybe. Can't remember the number. And Norm Duke had to pick the 2, 8, 10 and strike to hit the number exactly, and he did it. And it was wild. It was so meaningless, but it was so cool at the same time. There's been a lot of cool moments. So there you go, guys. There's some, there's a deep dive into the other work that I do. So I called out Jason Jones at the beginning of this game. I said, this guy used to bowl 280 at my 260s. And I want him to bowl 290 this game. Well, he's got 267 going. So maybe that's all it took, was to call this guy out. I mean, Jason Jones, he is, what's the score here? So I got to turn, oh, here he is. -9, -9, this guy. Gets on a live stream pair and gets his hair all perfect, and now he's going to bowl 260. That's what I like to see, Jason. That's what I like to see. How about a spare here? No, not going to be 260, but still a game in the right direction here from a man, Jason Jones. That's the end of game number 4. Pretty solid games out there. 244, 227, 231, 237, 219, 176, 229, 204 on the right pairs. And on the left pairs, we had 195, 246, 213, 187, 194, 220, 214, and 215. So I would say scores definitely went up that game across these 8 lanes at least. So we get ready to go into game number 5. And here we are. William Young on the right pair. Bowling with Mac Van Zanti, Shane Schoen, and Darren Galbraith. Just to the left of them, we have Tyler Masterson, Brian Roth, Rob Amers, and Keith Schneider. Bottom right of your screen, we have Mike Peck, Trenton Holtz, Matt Hibbard, and Victor Cortez. And then just to the left of them, we have Alex Bryce, Jake Bedard, Chad Moss, and Dave Barris. Take a look at Rob Amers up on lane 16. Rob does not miss these events. He's here every time. Moss and Barris are right here for you guys. This game in their entirety. Dave wraps a 10 to start the game. Chad Moss with a strike. Looked like he knew exactly what he was doing there. Let's see how these guys are doing. Ferris was towards the top. 7th, Moss was 5th going into that last game. We'll have a score update here in just a moment. These guys are fun to watch. No question. Ooh. Bottom right of your screen, the 6-pin just fell really weird. That is one thing I do really like about this network here with YouTube, is you can rewind it back if you miss something. That's pretty cool. Everything has its bells and whistles, perks. I got standings after 4, everybody. Jonathan Shallow still leads at plus 146 for his first 4 games. Victor Cortez is second at plus 107. Third is Mike Yaw at plus 101. Fourth is Carson Reed at plus 90. Fifth is Chad Moss at plus 87. Dave Barris in sixth at plus 84. We got both of them on the screen right now. Jace Meyer is seventh at plus 80. Brady Stearns is eighth at plus 74. Josh Kennedy ninth at plus 73, tied with Jake Bedard. Rob Amers is 11th. He's on the bottom right of your screen, just threw a strike in the Storm jersey there. We've got 12th is Alex Bryce, 13th Brody Green, Chad Nelson 14th. Right now 22nd on this squad is 20 over, and that's Jason Jones, who just bowled that decent game right here on 19 and 20. Scores are available at the top of the chat on the links tab. Everything is right there where you need it, everybody. Catching up here on the chat. Catching up on the chat there. Good conversation. I will rotate the cameras out here to give an update on scores, but I'm not going to walk away just yet here. Jake Bedard has the front 5 here. Front 6. Swap it out. We'll go over here. Tyler Masterson also has the front 6. Darren Galbraith has 5-bagger, 9-spare strike over on 17 and 18. Dave Barris striking. String comes to an end for Tyler. Leaving this 3-6. How you doing, Dave? Good to see you. Dave just came up and shook my hand in the booth. That's the type of guy he is. He's a good dude. You know, he was exempt on tour for, I don't know if it was 1 year or 2 years. But Dave Barris did bowl on tour. Jason Wojnar, who you see out there repping now, he also was exempt around the same time. Front 7. Jake Bedard. We've got a couple of really high games, and again, if you're just joining us, right here in the middle of the center seems to be getting the highest scores, just in general. Can't be missing spares though. Tyler Masterson working on 278. He'll be up on 15. Whoops. I did not mean to pull out of that. He 9-10'd, but I was getting this queued up and accidentally clicked the button. Jake Bedard. Wrap 10. That looked good. He said he got around it a little bit, but looked good to me. Crazy how he flat tens and then comes in light for a 2-pin. Still got 268 left out there for Jake. Chad can bowl 218. Nice break there. A little clean living. Matt Hibbert over on 21 and 22 had 226. Trenton Holtz had 234. Victor Cortez can finish with 182. And Mike Peck can finish with 205. That was nice. Alex Bryce can bowl 217. Barris can bowl 223. Jake Bedard 268, as I mentioned, and 218 for Chad Moss. Barris with the first one in the 10th. I'm going to slide over here for a moment because we do have actually two pretty decent games going here. Tyler Masterson just finished with 242. And Darren Galbraith here can finish with 248. Yeah, maybe. Had somebody yell, "Hey, Mike." Turned around, he's like, "You thought he was talking to you, didn't you?" So I'll bail out of here, go back over here. Couple of 242, 236 possible for Galbraith, bottom right of your screen. If he spare strikes. Got to get them both. Ooh, he didn't like that very much. I didn't either off his hand. So Dave Barris. This is usually when you see a ball change or a zone changing 10 pins. Not that time. It's perfect. 223. 10 pin or a 4 pin. A lot of times you'll see Dave leave on fill shots, but he got all 10 there. Chad Moss has bowled a hell of a game here. He's clean, and the best he can do is 198. And he's had a good look the whole game, and he's looking around at his buddies. And right across from him, he's got Jake Bedard, who was able to fire off 7 in a row. I can end with a triple to end the game. Bedard was in 10th at plus 73. Give him 68 on top of that. He's probably going to go to second on this squad. Nice spare by Chad. Folks, we almost have 2 to play in this B squad qualifying. Don't forget, I'll be back at 7 o'clock tonight with C squad qualifying. We'll have that for you. 7 games, and then after we get through the C squad, that was a nice 2-pin trip forward for 268. Nice bowling, Mr. Bedard. Once we get through that, we'll cut to the top 68 and come back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and bowl 6 more games, and then we'll take all pinfall carrying over for our official final stepladder, where we will take the top 12 for the stepladder. Seeds 1 through 4 will be locked in, and the others will battle it out to see who'll be the 5th seed through a bracket competition. It's complex but great here. That's the best way to put it. Complex but great. Now you can almost guarantee that Chad, after he's being kind of iced out here on this lane, waiting for the pins to be set, he's going to go up and he will definitely carry on this fill ball. This is like guaranteed 10. believe that's what we call a 180. I do see a mechanic up on top of the lane from up here. I can kind of see it through the ceiling tiles. And there is the rack. So what do you guys think? Over or under 9.5? You guys shipping the over? The over is minus 200 on this shot. Should probably be even more than that. Should be like minus 400. I don't know if he's still waiting on a ball or... This is it. This is a strike all day. Twice a week on Sunday. This is it. Oh, come on. Come on. That was supposed to strike. Boo. No longer a fan. Get me out of the fan club. Good luck to Chad the rest of the way. He's bowling well. He could win the tournament. He's bowling that good. All right. We're officially in game number 6, guys. Here we go. We got Zach Sheets. I see Zach Sheets. Let me grab my sheets and see who Zach Sheets is bowling with. Zach Sheets is bowling with Chris Dubas, Curtis Posen, and Jacob Kraft. Off to the right, you're going to have Taylor Elkin, Ethan Graves, Jace Meyer, and Logan Schur. And then bottom right, we're going to have Tyler Masterson, Brian Roth, Rob Amers, Keith Schneider, Darren Galbraith, Shane Schoen, and Mac Van Zanti. That's what we have here for game number 6. And I will be right back. It is not top 20 per squad. It is combined total. 68 will come back. There's 3 squads, so I'm kind of breaking it at 22 or 23 spots. There was quite a bit of separation between 22nd and 23rd in the first squad. So I'm predicting the cut score is going to be somewhere around 54-ish is what we came up with earlier. But we will see. Right now, 22nd through 4 games is 20 over, so it's pacing much lower than that. So I'll be right back. I'm back. You guys were asking me about, let's do this though real quick. Let's just check in on scores. Got a 4-bagger over here. Stay here for a minute. You guys are asking about what I thought about tonight's PBA event. Let's take a look at that. Don't forget, everybody, in the chat room, I have pinned all the information with standings, oil pattern, past champions, all that's pinned at the top of the chat. Here at the 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic, Mike Flanagan here with you for B Squad qualifying. 2 games to play. We are in game 6 of 7. We'll be back with the C Squad tonight at 7 o'clock. So tonight's show, we've got Zach Wilkins and Benji Martinez in the first match. We had a pair behind. There was a breakdown, so that's why we don't have game scores for after 5 yet. They're still finishing game 5. They're over on 23 and 24, but they are doing a good job of catching up. Just FYI. So Benji Martinez and Zach Wilkins. I like Zach Wilkins in that match. Then Wilkins would bowl Kyle Troop. I like Wilkins in that match. And then Wilkins is going to bowl Marshall Kent. And I like Marshall Kent in that match. And Marshall Kent is going to bowl E.J. Tackett for the title. And I like Marshall Kent in that match. So I think Marshall Kent gets his 2nd title of the season tonight. I would go with Marshall Kent. There's my handicapping of tonight. And I believe if you went over to betrivers.com, and if it's available in your state. Oh, it looks like it is available here. I didn't even realize that. Interesting. Bet Rivers, Iowa. I wanted to get the odds for you. Here we go. Just a second. All right, I'm going to look at the bowling lines. Let's see, sportsbook. Let's see, where is the bowling? Here we go, bowling. Well, this is weird. I'm not seeing it. Huh. I have bowling over here. Looks like for futures, Indiana Classic, here we go. Marshall Kent's plus 335. Troops plus 475. Oh, you can do an exacta match, huh? Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I don't see it. Bounce out of here. These guys are just finishing up here over on 15 through 18. Jace Meyer can still bowl 227. Logan Schur had 226. Ethan Graves can finish out with 189. It was Taylor Elkin with 162. Right next door, Curtis Posen can bowl 177. 218 for Chris Dubas. And it looks like Jacob Kraft can bowl 189 and 160 left for Zachary Sheets. Stay here until these guys are done, and then we'll flip over for the remainder of Game 6 over here on 19 through 22. I have a scoring update. Jake Bedard, plus 141, is your leader. Jonathan Shallow second at plus 139. Josh Kennedy is third at plus 107, tied with Dave Barris. Mike Yaw is fifth at plus 95. Victor Cortez is sixth at plus 87, tied with Trenton Holtz. In eighth is Jace Meyer at 84 over, tied with Chad Moss. Then in 10th is Brady Stearns at plus 83. Jason Jones 11th at plus 79. He's on his way up the board. Alex Bryce is 12th at plus 71. Brody Green is 13th at plus 66. Chad Nelson 14th at 56. I'm going to go down to 22nd right now is 23 over, Zach Rhodes. 23 over, so that's just about 4 a game. So this block 31. Looks like that cut number is going to be closer to like 40 through 2 squads. All right, we'll move over here. I don't know. So Tyler Masterson, letter B here on the Lefkin Bowl, 246. Brian Roth has 279 left. Rob Amers can bowl 256. And 213 is left for Keith Schneider. Over on 21 and 22, Darren Galbraith, letter D. He's got a triple working after a couple of splits and 2 opens in the game. Roth with the first one in the 10th. Keith Schneider has a 4-bagger. Excuse me, that's William Young with the 4-bagger. Mac Van Zanti has 233 left, 123, nope, 203 left. And Shane Schoen has 240 left over on 21 and 22. Tyler cannot roll the 2-pin. Got the 8 to fall. Again, I just want to stress that, 2-pin combinations, it's just this pattern with urethane going down the lane can stretch, and it's hard to get the ball back to the strike pocket. Very difficult to do so. My poor guy Eric Kent is minus 95. He re-entered and he started on the same pair that he started on the last block. I just recognize that because he's now in game 7 over on 15 and 16. So solid showing here on 19 and 20. Very nicely done. Brian Roth, 265. Tyler Masterson, 226. 213 for Keith Schneider, and Rob Amers had 241. So we finish out here on game 6. Again, letter C is William Young. He's about to bowl at this 10 pin. He can bowl 214. Letter D is Darren Galbraith. He can bowl 213. 203 left on the board for Mac Van Zanti. And then that leaves Shane Schoen. Can bowl 240 after having a gutter spare in the middle of the game. It's funny how this pattern is playing out for 42 feet in length. And yet the gutter ball is in play. Here is the pattern. Nice game, Rob. And there is the oil pattern. As you can see, it's fire oil. It's about a 2-to-1 ratio. You can see the ratios down at the bottom by the light blue and dark blue board meters. And you can see why it's playing out. It's a little bit of hold there as well. Not a lot, but a little bit. Coming over here for game 7 on the left side of your screen is Alex Peglow is letter A, letter B is Lucas Page, letter C is Nate Vanderbeek, and letter D is Riley Rydell. Shane Schoen with a strike. Still can get to 240. See how these guys finish out here. Shane Schoen finishing this game. It's kind of nice when you go gutter spare sheet. Let's finish this one off here for 240. Oh, 238. We officially roll into game number 7. We've got Josh Kennedy. Ball with Lyle Coolman, Eric Kent, and Zach Rhodes. And just to the right, Brittany Smith, Sarah Smith, Jeremy Armisen, and Mike Yaw. Bottom right of your screen now coming in on lanes 21 and 22. We have Jacob Kraft. Bowling with Curtis Posen, Chris Dubas, and Zachary Sheets. And then just to the left, we've got Lucas Page, Alex Peglow, Riley Rydell, and Nate Vanderbeek here for our final game. Just a reminder, I'll do a quick recap. You are watching the 2024 Ebonite Winter Classic. My name is Mike Flanagan here on Inside Bowling. And this is an event taking place in Waterloo, Iowa at Cadillac XBC. This is the 25th major tournament that the Greater Iowa Bowling Association puts on. They have many other tournaments throughout the year, good ones too. But these are the ones where there's added prize money and it's more of like a main event. It started in 2011 with the original name being the Fusion Realtors Tournaments. Ebonite's become the title sponsor the last 6 or 7 years now. And the first event was in 2011. We've had some great champions over the years. And it's supported it at so many different levels. But from a sponsorship standpoint, and we want you to always hashtag support the sponsors, we'd like to thank Ebonite for being the title sponsor of these events. They help out with the Greater Iowa Bowling Association at all of their events and gets the title sponsorship here. Also, we want to thank the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau that kick in extra financial dollars for these players to bowl for based off of the taxes and that comes in from bringing big groups in, such as this for the event. So thank you to the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau. There's a lot of great things to do here in Iowa, and I highly suggest you check it out and think about coming to Waterloo. We'd like to thank Brandon Steen from the Steen team. If you're looking for any sort of financing up in this area, check out Brandon Steen at the Steen team. Also, if you're looking for jerseys, check out iambowling.com. I Am Bowling, the jersey supplier here, and you can save 25%, which is a nice discount using coupon code GIBA, and that's year-round. GIBA gets you 25% off at Logo Infusion, which is now called iambowling.com, iambowling.com. Also want to thank Budweiser and Bud Light for their continued support. Remember to always drink responsibly. And the OP restaurant over on Ridgeway, I want to thank those guys over there, along with Kwik Star and Quick Trip. Convenience Mart gas station chains up here. They do a great job, and that's where I fill up my tank. You should as well. And then also our official hotel sponsor, which is the Hampton Inn up here. A couple different locations here in Waterloo and Cedar Rapids, just right across the river. So want to thank all of those great people. Want to let you know that we did have an A squad this morning that's archived on our YouTube channel, 7 games in all. And then we fired up here just a little after 1:45 for B squad. We are in the last game now. What a great messenger that was on the bottom right of your screen by Jacob Kraft. And we'll be back around 7 with the C squad. We'll be cutting down from 204 players down to 68 for tomorrow morning's Cashers round. They'll bowl 6 more games, and then we'll cut to the top 12. The top 4 will be seeded into the stepladder final. 5th through 12th will all bowl through a bracket to determine who will be the 5th seed on the show. That'll all take place around 12:30 tomorrow, but our advancers round, Cashers round, will be at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. for that one. So that's a recap of the event. They're bowling on a 42 feet in length, 2-to-1 oil pattern ratio, but the way that it's built here on this pro lane surface is to play out, and they actually have been pretty much higher scoring than what we normally see here in Iowa on a normal basis. Sometimes it's really a grind, and even though it's difficult and it's not a house shot, there is if you get lined up on the right side of the lane, you can get some entry angle into the pocket and carry some hits, so you can string some strikes here on this pattern. There's no doubt, but it is still tricky. If you try to hook it too much, it's not going to be a fun day for you. Both lefties and righties bowling well that are playing more up the lane. This pattern stretched just a little bit here. As soon as I get the scores, which we should have here in just a couple. One pair just finished game 6. we'll kind of look at what the cut number might be. See if there's some players around the number chasing within our view site here. Glad you're with us here on Inside Bowling. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. We'd love to have you do that. And also, we would like you to check out our InsideBowling.com store where we sell merch. You can check out all the different shirts and that we have available, which are really cool shirts. We have licensing deals in place, and you can be part of that. You can save 15% with coupon code YouTube over at InsideBowling.com on all the apparel. And we've also got a full-service pro shop. You can buy balls, bags, shoes, whatever you need. We saw some folks this morning picking up a couple bowling balls. We've sold some slide soles. Never a bad idea to have some extra ones of those. Sold some tape this morning. I was kind of looking through some of the transactions. So we do ship that stuff out same business day. On a business day, when you get the order in, we ship it out. We get it out to you. So we'd love to take care of your bowling needs. And again, if you have a pro shop you go to already that you go to and you're happy there, we want you to keep going there. No reason to switch. But if you do buy electronically or online, we would love to have your business. Help support what we do here. So we appreciate everybody being here, being part of the stream here today, and watching on YouTube. How about that little nice trip for Thank you. Here we go. Scores after 6. Mike Yaw is now your leader at plus 163, tied with Jake Bedard. Victor Cortez is third at plus 137, tied with Dave Barris. So Victor Cortez making the most of his second entry. Fifth, Jonathan Shallow is at plus 134. Sixth is Josh Kennedy at plus 119. Seventh is Jason Jones at plus 111. Eighth is Alex Bryce at 106. Ninth is Chad Moss at 104. Trenton Holtz is 10th at plus 98. Jace Meyer is 11th at plus 97. Chad Nelson 12th at plus 89. 13th is Brody Green at plus 79. 14th is Rob Amers at plus 78. 15th is Matt Hibbard at plus 77. 16th is Zach Rhodes at plus 61. 17th is Brady Stearns at plus 55. 18th is Keith Schneider at plus 51. 19th is Nate Vanderbeek at plus 48. 20th is Carson Reed at plus 40. 21st is Justin Schiffler at plus 26. 22nd is Tyler Masterson at plus 25. Then in 23rd, Justin Stewart is plus 20. So right now we're looking at a number between probably like 25 or so to take the top 23 off of this squad. It's all squads combined. So it looks like this morning a couple of guys that thought they may be out might be in after 2 squads. We're taking, again, 68 till tomorrow. Some players that are chasing. Lyle Coleman is at -7. Coolman, excuse me. Lyle Coleman is at -7. And we've got him up on our screen here. Lyle is, let's see where we are here. Letter A. So he's got 211 left. Probably not enough to make it. Yep, not enough to make it. Zach Rhodes there is plus 61. He's safe. He's doing good. Josh Kennedy is 6th. Eric Kent is struggling. Brittany Smith is -9. Can bowl 228. Jeremy Armisen. It's -100. Mike Yaw, your tournament leader currently. Tied for the lead at +163. It's letter D here on lane 18. I'm just going to move out of here. Letter C. Nate Vanderbeek is 19th at +48. Up in the 10th frame here on 19. Nice shot there, he's safe. Jacob Kraft is -14. He is letter B up right now. Trying to make this cut. He's got a 4-bagger now. Again, Jacob Kraft -14. We're projecting somewhere around 40 to 45. So he would need 250 to get to that number. And it could back up even more, but that's to be safe. So a big game here. And Nate Vanderbeek finishes out with 233. Vanderbeek is now going to be 81 over after today. Pretty solid day. Again, Jacob Kraft, who is up right now. This is a big deal for him. He is currently -14, and the cut's going to be somewhere around 40 35 to 45 range. What a shot. Kraft making a charge here to get in. Outside that number. Looking to get inside the number and is almost there already. Mike Yaw, hee-haw, 225 the last game. What a block for Mike Yaw. Plus 163, he's plus 188 now. Sarah Smith finishing it out for the other pairs on the bottom right of your screen. Right between 15 and 10, gets a strike to finish out her block. And now we finish here. Chris Dubas is 49th. Curtis Possum is 60th. Oh, did he? Oh, 9-10. Oh, 8-10. So Jacob Kraft, big mover here. It's going from minus 14. He can bowl 268 and does bowl 268. So that's plus 54. That's going to be enough. That's going to be enough. Nice bowl in the last game of Jacob Kraft. Zach Sheets was too far down the list. '61st, minus 171, but a nice last game with 224. Folks, that's going to complete our coverage here. That's going to complete the coverage for this B squad. We'll be back at 7. I anticipate starting really close to being on time right here from Waterloo, Iowa. So that is going to do it for now. I appreciate you guys watching our event here this weekend here on Inside Bowling. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video. It does help us out tremendously. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. Also, ring the notification bell if you want to know every time we're going live right here on this channel. We'll be back at 7 o'clock tonight for C Squad. 7 more games. We'll be cutting down to the top 68 after that. Right now, that cut score we thought was going to be between 40 and 60, maybe around 54 we were thinking. But after we saw the scores on this block, cut scores going down, might be in the 30s now. Could be as low as in the 30s. And we saw some guys make a run there at the end to get inside the number, inside of the 30-ish number, the plus number, to see how all this is going to shake out. So for now, I want to say goodbye here from Cadillac XBC here in Waterloo, Iowa. I'd like to thank the Amy family for hosting us, of course, the Inglicus family for running the event, all of you for watching, and all of our great sponsors that I've mentioned multiple times throughout the broadcast, especially our title sponsor, Ebonite. Remember, if you're looking for a new bowling ball, check out ebonite.com and consider an Ebonite bowling ball or Brunswick Family of Brand bowling ball on your next bowling ball purchase. So that's going to do it here for this evening. We'll be back in the late evening here at 7 p.m. Central Time for our C-Squad qualifying. Can't wait to see you then. You're not going to want to miss it right here from Cadillac XBC. So once again, Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling signing off for now. We'll see you in about an hour right here on Inside Bowling. Have a good one.